Hello guys, I hope you all are doing good. I am Vishaliki Khan and we are discussing the electronics engineering. Today in this video, we are going to have a practice session on the numericals of the electronics engineering. So if you have still not watched the previous video where I discussed about the theory, it is highly recommended that you go back, watch it first and then come to this video because here we will be just talking about the numericals. You must understand the theoretical concepts to understand the numericals in electronics engineering. So let's start our discussion with the first question. The first question states the following figure shows the circuit of series diode configuration. Here in this circuit you can see the diode is placed in series, right? And we have to find out the I. I is the current that is flowing through this circuit. We have to find out VR1, VR2 and the V0. So V0 would be the output voltage which is taken from this terminal, right? So we have to calculate VR1, the voltage across the resistor 1, the voltage across the resistor 2. So where the resistor 1 is having the value 4 kilo ohm, resistor 2 is having the value 2 kilo ohm, we have to find out VR2 as well, right? So all of these things we have to find out, and first whenever we see any circuit, we see which is the biasing of the diode. Here you can see the positive terminal of VS1 is connected to the P side of the diode, so it is the forward bias diode. So diode's configuration and the biasing we need to know. Right, so diode here is forward bias, so VF. So in the forward bias configuration, it is known that VF is equal to 0.7 volt for silicon, right? So now we will be considering the silicon diode, right? So this is the diode which is of silicon, so VF is 0.7 volt. Now when you see this circuit, so what would happen in this circuit? In this circuit, VS1 plus VS2 will be equal to, so VS1 and VS2 are the voltages that we are applying. So VS1 plus VS2 will be equal to the total voltage drop. So the total voltage drop is occurring at the resistor 1, at the diode and at the resistor 2. So it will be equal to VF plus VR1 plus VR2, right? So this is how I can represent this equation. This is just the KVL that we have applied in this circuit. So you all are aware about the KVL, Kirchhoff's voltage law, and I just applied that only. Now from here, if I find out the VR1 plus VR2, I will be taking VF this side, so VR1 plus VR2 will be equal to VS1 plus VS2 minus VF. So this would be my voltage relation, right, for the resistor 1 and the resistor 2. Now what is VR1? VR1 will be equal to IR1, right? So I can represent it IR1 plus IR2 will be equal to VS1 plus VS2 minus VF, right? So now if I take I common and if I divide by R1 plus R2, so this equation will be giving me I. So from here if I take I common, so what is left over here? R1 plus R2, right? So it will be equal to VS1 plus VS2 minus VF, right? So from here I can easily find out I. Let's put all of the values and let's find out what is I. So I will be equal to, what is VS1? VS1 is 10 volt. What is VS2? It is 5 volt. So 10 plus 5 minus VF. It is 0.7 volt upon, what is R1? R1 is 4 kilo ohm, R2 is 2 kilo ohm. So I can represent 4 plus 2 into 10 raised to power 3 ohm, right? So this is how I can represent the current. So now you can simplify it and you can find out the current to be equal to 2.38 milliampere. Now I am leaving it on you. You can pull out your calculators and do the calculation and you can find out the current. Right. Now the next thing that we need to find out is the VR1. So how we can calculate the VR1? Now I know the current I know the value of resistance. So VR1 will be equal to I into R1. Right. So it will be equal to 2.38 milliampere multiplied with 4 kilo ohm. So now milli will be having 10 raised to power minus 3 and kilo will be having 10 raised to power 3. So I can represent it as 2.38 into 10 raised to power minus 3 into 4 into 10 raised to power 3 volt, right? So this is how, if you do the calculations, you will get 9.52 volt. Right, so now we have calculated VR1 as well. Now coming to the next value that we have to find out, that is VR2. So how we can calculate the VR2? I into R2 is going to give me the VR2, which is 2.38 milliampere multiplied with, here we have 2 kilo ohm, so we multiply it with 2 kilo ohm. So again 2.38 into 10 raised to power minus 3 into 2 into 10 raised to power 3 we will be having, and when you do the computations you will be getting 4.76 volt, right? So this is how you can find out all of the values. Now what is left? We have to find out V out. V out, what would be V out? V out would be VR2 minus VS2. So this is how we can calculate the V naught. So okay, for V naught we are taking the VR2, and if I subtract VS2 from VR2 I will be getting the V naught, right? So it will be equal to VR2 we have calculated, which is 4.76 volt, minus what is VS2? VS2 is minus 5. So we will be taking it 4.76 volt minus 5 volt. So it will be left out to be equal to minus 0.24 volts. So this is how we have completed the question number 1. Now let us move to the question number 2. So in the question number 2 we have to find out the voltage VA and the current also in the figure. So you can see here we have connected the 15 volt. So I can again redraw the circuit, and how the redrawn circuit will be looking like. Here we have the voltage 15 volt plus 15 volt. So now I can connect a battery over here, right? So battery will be connected, which is having the voltage 15 volt. Now here if I connect this battery like this, this is the circuit that I have. For the finding out of the current I have to draw the circuit, right? So you can see the positive terminal is connected to the P side of the silicon. Here also positive terminal is connected to the P side of the silicon. So both of the silicons are forward biased. So I can represent VF1 is equal to VF2 is equal to 0.7 volt, right? So here we will be having VF1, we will be having VF2 over here, right? So now how I can represent the KVL over here? So applying KVL in this circuit, we will be having VA. VA we have to find out. VA will be equal to VS minus VF1 minus VF2. Or otherwise how I can find out VA? When I find out the current, I can multiply the current with 7 kilo ohm, and this is how also we can find out the VA, right? Either from this direction, either from this direction we can find out the VA, right? So we have VS minus VF1 minus VF2, right? Because the negative terminal here is first, so we will be taking the negative sign while calculating the VF1 and VF2, right? So now VF1 is given 15 volt minus VF1 is 0.7 minus VF2 is 0.7 volt. So when I calculated it, VA will be coming out to be equal to 13.6 volt. So VA was very simply calculated and very easily we can find out VA. Now the next thing we have to find out is the current. Current will be equal to VA upon R, right? So we have the resistance 7 kilo ohm over here, and the current will be the series current. So current in this branch will be the same which is flowing from here up to here. So if I find out the current in this branch, I can find out the overall current which is going inside the circuit. So VA is 13.6 volt, and if I divide it by R is 7 kilo ohm. So if I divide it with 7 into 10 raised to power 3, I will be getting 1.942 milliampere. This is the current that is flowing through the given circuit. Right, so I hope you understood this question. Now let's move to the next question. This question states that we have to find out the current in the following circuit. So now here you can see this is the circuit that we have, right? We will be having the current which is flowing like this. Now what is the configuration of the diode? Diode is having here P junction, and here we will be having N junction. P junction is connected to the P type of terminal. So here we will be having the forward biasing. So now VF, we all know it is 0.7 volt, right? It is given that we have silicon, so we will be having VF is equal to 0.7 volt. So always and always you have to see the biasing and you have to find out the VF, right? So if I apply KVL in this circuit, so what I will be having, 5 will be equal to VF plus IR. What is IR? So 5 will be equal to VF. VF is 0.7 plus I into R. What is R? R is 10 ohms. So I can represent it as 10I. Right. So now let's find out the I from this equation. We can now easily find out I. So I will be equal to 4.3 upon 10, and I will be equal to 0.43 amperes. So again this was a very simple question. Now let's move to the next question. So here it is asked to find out the magnitude of R for silicon PN junction diode at room temperature and for DC current of 1 milliampere. Right, so now we have to find out the R. So R will be, let's suppose we are talking about the forward resistance. R is having the value eta Vt upon I plus I naught. Right, so at the room temperature is 300 Kelvin, and we used to take Vt is equal to 26 millivolt. Right, you can remember this, or you can find out with the formula as well. I have calculated it numerous times in the previous numericals as well. So now we are taking I naught to be negligible over here. So because I naught is very small and it is given that we have the silicon PN junction, so eta will be equal to 2. Right, so now let's put all of the values in this question. So here R will be equal to 2 into Vt is 26 millivolt, 26 into 10 raised to power minus 3 volt, and upon we have the current is given which is 1 milliampere. So I is equal to 1 into 10 raised to power minus 3 ampere. Right, so we will be dividing it with 1 into 10 raised to power minus 3, and this is how we will be calculating the RF to be equal to 52 ohm. Right, so I hope you understood this question as well. Now coming to the last question for the day. So now we are going to find out this solution. This is the last solution, and this one is a bigger question. You have to understand it really well. So the question states, each diode is having linearized volt ampere characteristics with internal resistance R and offset voltage VR. Right, so each diode will be represented with VR as well as the resistance. Diode D1 is germanium with VR is equal to 0.2 volt and R is equal to 20 ohm. So D1 will be represented by 0.2 volt in series with 20 ohm resistance, and D2 is represented with VR is equal to 0.2 and R is equal to 20 ohm. So now the both are same. Let's take them differently. So for diode D1 we are taking VR to be 0.2 volt and R to be 20, and for diode 2 let's take VR to be 0.6 so that you will understand the difference also. So we will be taking VR to be 0.6 and R to be, let's suppose we have 15 ohm, right? So this is how we are changing the question so that you will not get confused that which diode we have taken, right? Now we have to find out the diode current if R is equal to 10 kilo ohm, right? R is given, so here you can see we will be having the current I1 over here. In this diode D2 we will be having current I2. Now here we will be having current I. So let's take it equal to I. Right, so now we will be replacing diode with its equivalent circuit. It is given that the diode can be represented with voltage and resistance. So now I will be making one more circuit which is the same circuit, but instead of diode I will be using the voltage and the resistance. So here I will be taking the V1 and R1 instead of diode 1, and here I will be taking the V2 and R2 instead of diode 2, right? So this is my 100 volt, right? This is my 10 kilo ohm. This is my 0.2. This is my 20 ohm, right? This is my 0.6 and this is my 15 ohm. So this is how we have made the second circuit. Now let's parameterize all of the things. The current over here is I. The current over here is I1, the current over here is I2, right? So now how I can represent the VD? VD is the, let's suppose we are taking the diode voltage. So we can calculate the VD as 0.2 plus 20 I1, right, for diode 1, and we can calculate it as 0.6 plus 15 I2 as well. Okay, so VD will be the diode voltage. So these two diodes are connected in the parallel, so they will be having the same voltage VD, right? So here we can represent the VD as 0.2 plus 20 I1 is equal to 0.6 plus 15 I2. So this is how we have represent the VD. Now how I can represent I1 and I2? We know I1 plus I2 is equal to I is equal to I1 plus I2, right? So now what is I? I is my 100 minus VT. So if I take the input voltage over here, 100 minus the voltage over here is VD, right? So 100 minus VD upon 10 kilo ohm. This would be my I. So I can represent it as 100 minus VD upon 10 kilo ohm. This is my I, that is my I1 plus I2. So from here we can find out what is I1 and what is I2 as well. So let's put the value of I1 and I2 over here. So now when I put the value of I1, what would be my I1? I1 will be equal to VD minus 0.2 upon 20. This is my I1. And from this equation only I can calculate the I2 as well. So VD minus 0.6 upon 15 is my I2. It will be equal to 100 minus VD upon 10 kilo ohm. So 10 kilo ohm will be 10 into 10 raised to power 3. So now you can solve this equation, right? So we can simplify this equation and we will be having 10 into 10 raised to power 3 VD minus 0.6 plus 4 VD minus 2.4 will be equal to 60 into 100 minus VD. So this is a linear equation. The only variable is VD. You can simply find out the VD from this equation. So now here you simplify it and you will get 10 into 10 raised to power 3. Okay, 3 VD plus 4 VD will be equal to 7 VD, and here we will be having minus 3, right? So minus 0.6 plus minus 2.4, so it will be 3, and here we will be having 6000 minus 60 VD, right? So from solving this equation you will be getting VD equal to 0.5138 volt. So this is a very simple calculation that you can do on your own, right? So now coming to the I1, what is the current I1 over here? I1 would be equal to VD minus 0.2 upon 20. We had already calculated the I1, VD minus 0.2 upon 20. Now I know VD and I can put the value of VD over here. So 0.5138 minus 0.2 upon 20 will be my I1, which will be equal to 0.01569 ampere, right? Similarly, I can calculate the I2. So I2 will be calculated as VD minus 0.6 upon 15, right? So you can put the value of VD 0.5138 minus 0.6 upon 15, which will be equal to minus 5.7366 milliampere, right? You calculate it and you will be finding it equal to 5 minus 5.7366 milliampere. So this is also in milliampere. You can represent it also in milliampere. So this is how we have solved all of the 5 questions that we have. If you have any doubt in any of these questions, you can put the doubt in the comment and I will be trying to resolve your doubt as soon as possible. I hope you like this session. If you like it, please push the like button, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, and also give me your feedback. Thank you so much.